You're recording.
Hey guys, welcome back to Positive Impact with Andrew Schultz, episode number 50. And today I have a very special guest, Dr. Hadar Sophia. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Hadar Sophia is a badass. She's a holistic doctor of acupuncture and functional medicine, focusing on acupuncture, herbal consultation, nutritional supplements, cupping, Reiki and energy work, detoxification. She has a 3-week detox program starting January 6th that she's going to tell you all about. And of all the things that you do, Dr. Hadar, and thank you for being here, by the way.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Israeli Air Force, Olympic medalist, holistic doctor of acupuncture, but the best and most impressive thing, Ironman finisher.
Wow.
Ironman finisher. For the record, I have never met somebody who has finished an Ironman.
Really?
Never.
There are a lot of them here, actually. But it was a fun experience.
And that was just this year.
Yes, 3 months ago, actually.
Okay, so that's where I want to start. I want you to tell the audience all about it because, especially with the New Year's, and Dr. Hadar is definitely having a positive impact on the community, and that's why we started this podcast. And with New Year's resolutions, people wanting to improve themselves, I really, the universe brought us together last week when we connected, and then, to hear your story, I want people to hear, it's 140 miles of, the most intense training, badass shit. And so people making New Year's resolutions.
0.6, by the way. 140.
If she can do that, we can do our New Year's resolutions and get ready to be inspired. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, I feel like when you do an Ironman, you can definitely do anything because putting your mindset into an Ironman, it's not just a physical, it's so much more of the mind. So I've been a triathlete for over a decade. I've been a swimmer my whole life and a competitive runner, and I've always loved the outdoor and exercising. And then I started cycling as well, and then started doing triathlons and really fell in love with the sport. And it just brings out the best of you. You're out there working hard, you are doing something you love, and then obviously you're inspiring others, hopefully. But the Ironman is something that I've always wanted to do, and I've always been so scared of doing it because I know how difficult it is. And so I've always looked up to people who've done it. And I'm in the field of my acupuncture practice is in a clinic where a lot of people are triathletes and a lot of people have done Ironman there, and we treat a lot of athletes at our clinic. We treat a lot of Ironman triathletes, and we do meetings at our clinic, and a lot of people come to speak, and they're all elite athletes. So I've always looked up to the Ironman community and the Ironman people, and I said, I want to do that, but I don't know if I can. And I've seen people who've combated cancer, and they trained during chemo, and they did the Ironman World Championship in Hawaii. And I thought, if they can do it, I should be able to do it. But I never really thought I could. And then last year came the idea of signing up with a bunch of friends who kind of peer pressured me in it. My buddy and I were running, and he said, everybody signed up for Ironman Barcelona. You need to sign up. And I said, I don't know if I can do it. My back hurts, my knees, it's not good for you. And he's like,
come
what
up
are
with
you
all these
talking
excuses
about?
of why you can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You definitely come up with excuses why you think you can't do it. He's like, Hadar, you can do whatever you want. You're a great athlete. You podium. So I've podiumed a lot on sprint triathlons and Olympic triathlons, and I've done really well. And he said, you can do it. Just sign up today. And I said, really? He's like, yeah, you're going.
And this was when you signed up?
Was it January or in December last year?
Okay, so 7 months before the race.
Or 7 to 9 months before the race. Okay. Correct. And so I signed up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm doing it. This is it. There's no going back. I paid the money. I'm signed up. We're going. But I also signed up. I also got elected for the Olympic Games, the Jewish Olympic Games in Mexico City for the July Games.
Representing the U.S.
Representing the U.S., correct. So when I got into that, I was like, how am I going to do it all? How am I going to train for the Ironman, which is such a long distance? So Ironman is 2.4 mile swim in open ocean.
2.4 miles, yes. Everybody listening. Swimming, that's just one part.
Right. Followed by a 112-mile bike.
112 miles bike, folks.
Exactly. Followed by a marathon, and you have to finish it. Our race, we had to finish it within 15 hours.
That's
and 40 minutes.
26.2 miles.
Yes.
When she says marathon, the run after the swim and the bike, 26.2 miles running. So I know people who've run a marathon, but not after swimming and biking.
Right. All in the same day. You have to finish. We had 15 hours and 40 minutes. And so that day was very challenging, and I'll tell you why. If you,
Please.
So 2 days before, so I get to Barcelona. The next day we go walk around like 10 miles. Silly enough, we wear sandals. Not a good idea. My coach warned me. He said, do not walk around. Surely I go and walk around to explore Barcelona. And so the next day we wake up, it's Friday, 2 days before the Ironman. I'm like, oh my God, my legs really hurt. My calves are sore. What am I going to do? I have to go for a swim and a run for training. So we go in the ocean. There are a lot of jellyfish. So I'm like, I'm doing a quick swim. And then I said, okay, I'm going to go for a quick run. My legs were so tired that I didn't even think to like lift them up. So I'm running on gravel, and then that turned into asphalt. And right as I got on the asphalt, you know these cat eyes, those roads shining?
Yeah.
So the cat eye, so my feet got stuck on a cat eye, and I fell right on both knees.
Oh, man.
On the asphalt, hit it really, really hard. So I'm laying there and I'm saying, are you kidding me?
This is a day before the race.
This is 2 days before the Ironman.
2 days before the race.
I'm laying there, I'm bleeding. My knees are bleeding, my hands are bleeding. I'm just in agony and pain, and I can barely move. Somebody comes and helps me up. And I'm like, there's no way I'm not doing it. I'm going to continue running to see how I feel and just work it out, whatever. So I run back, I put ice, I'm bleeding, my knees swelled up, crazy. Everything was hurting, but I'm not going to not do it.
Yeah.
I'm already set, I'm doing it. I don't care if I break a bone, I'm doing it. So 2 days later, the Ironman comes and I start doing it. And I was in 100% of pain the entire time. But I loved it. I loved it because I was doing something I loved. And even though I was in pain, and the most pain I had during the bike, which why I was so slow, but I still did it. I finished it in 14 hours.
So did you want to quit?
No.
You never, not at 1 minute, not at one time?
Not even a second of me thinking that I'm quitting. Not even a split second. There was no way that I was going to quit. There was no quitting. Absolutely no. There was a thought of, am I going to finish the bike and finish the cutoff time, like pass the cutoff time and make my run. But as soon as I finished it and I got on the run, I knew I was fine. And then I got on the run, and then I was in so much pain on my knee. I had essential oils with me, which is, I do essential oils, so I had peppermint with me. So I started applying it on my knee and breathing it, and it really, really helped me. And then after a while, I just couldn't feel my legs anymore, but I just kept running, thinking, okay, I have however many more hours, I gotta finish this. This is the last leg of the Ironman. This is my strongest one, it's the running. I am doing it. I am going to be an Ironman, no matter what. And I did it. And I was so proud, and I was so happy, and I couldn't walk at the end, but it was worth it because I was an Ironman and I accomplished my goal. So.
And there's actually one of your Instagram or your Facebook posts that I want to read that I actually I got teared up when I read this. This is from October 7th.
The day after the Ironman,
the day after. And your post says, Ironman Barcelona 140.6. That's 140 miles total. I did it. 1 foot in front of the other. My first full Ironman. I'm definitely not a long distance athlete, but rather shorter. I'm so grateful for yesterday's day and how it all panned out. Though I had a terrible fall on my knees 2 days prior to the race, I managed to pull through despite excruciating pain in both injured knees, back, sciatic that creeped up the entire bike ride.
Yes.
Had to stop so many times during ride, hence much slower time, smiley face. Swim was good on way out, but strong currents on way back slowed me down tremendously. The run was awesome. Great suffer fest overall. Can barely walk or move now. Body is sore and hurts, but is the kind of pain we love. I am grateful. Thank you for everybody following me, messaged me, and supporting me through this. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. And he says you finished it by saying, cheers from Barcelona, a couple more days, and I'm off to see my family in Israel. Can't wait, thank you. And you end it with this, and this is why I wanted to read it to the audience. Anything is possible.
Right.
And I want people to hear that and hear this story of Hadar signing up, spur of the moment, all the things in our minds that say, I can't do it. No, it's not going to work out. I'm not good enough. I'm, not good enough shape. And you did it. And anything is possible. For everybody listening, this is called Positive Impact. And I brought Hadar on because she finished a fucking Ironman. And I don't cuss very often, but that's 140 miles and that's amazing. And I just want to acknowledge you for you saying yes, doing something that not many people, 1% of people have done. Right. And just inspiring for all of us listening that anything is possible, whether we're going through a health issue, finances, addiction, mental health, anything is possible. And that's why this story is so inspiring. And I just want to acknowledge you again for saying yes and
thank you so
doing
much.
It.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It wasn't easy, but I did it.
And the thing is, like, you had just a couple months previously participated in the Jewish Olympics representing the USA. You medaled twice. Yes. And that's. So
I'll tell you that story actually. So back in January, so a year ago, I actually had a bike crash by another triathlete who accidentally, hopefully it was an accident, really crashed, pulled into me, and our bikes locked, and he dragged me, and then I flew on Solana Beach on the road, and I hit my shoulder and my knee again, and I apparently tore some parts of my shoulder and my knee. I was bleeding again. Long story short, and that was after I signed up for the Olympics, after I signed up for the Ironman, and I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do it? Surely, thankfully, I had a chiropractor who saved my ass, my shoulders, my knees, my back, everything, and really helped me. But it was not a day with training that didn't hurt. But I did, when I got to Mexico City, not only was I still injured and in pain, but I got Montezuma.
Oh, no.
The day of the races. So my luck with travel this year, travel and races was like, great.
So you're not in tip-top shape during both of these events.
Both of these events, right. So I wasn't feeling well.
Like literally?
So, literally, right. So they signed me up for the Olympic Games for 4 events. And it was within 7 or 6 days that we had to do these events. So it was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So Monday they did time trial cycling. And it's all in elevation, mind you, Mexico City, 8,000 feet or 7,800 or something like that. So Monday was time trial cycling. That's when I got the Montezuma. So I'm getting in there and I'm like shaking, not feeling well. I'm doing it. I'm cycling. I did great. I didn't medal in that event. But then I said, there's no way I'm not going to medal. My next event was triathlon, which is why I went there originally. And that triathlon was an Olympic triathlon, 90 degrees heat, weather, climbing on the bike, a beautiful venue, just absolutely breathtaking. But I was so depleted because of my Montezuma that attacked me bad that I had zero in me and I was dehydrated and I was shaking the entire time, but there was no way I wasn't going to finish. And on that run for the triathlon, I was about to faint. I literally started feeling chills and dizzy, and I said, I'm doing it. I'm not finishing. I'm not finishing. And I prayed and I asked for help from the audience for some nutrition because I had nothing on me. And they ran out of nutrition on the course, which was crazy. So they gave me Gatorade, which saved me. And I got in third for the age 35 and up.
Bronze.
Bronze
Podium.
medal. Yep, for the triathlon. And I was thrilled. I was so happy. I don't think I've ever been so happy in my life. And then Friday was the open water swim, 3 kilometers. And then Sunday was a half marathon, also uphill, and in elevation. That half marathon, I finally felt great and I kicked ass. I got 5th for the half marathon, but then I got 3rd overall, 35 for female, 35 and above for all the races together. So I got 3rd, bronze, 2 bronzes for the triathlon and the overall female, 35 and up, which I was so happy with.
All right, so 2 things are coming up for me as I hear you say this. One, how do you top that in 2020 for,
I think I'm done.
Yeah, like that's
triathlons.
Yeah, that's
no, for
amazing.
the long distance.
But a more important question, where does your mental strength come from? As I hear you, and I really want the people listening to hear this, you're Ironman, you're 2 days before the event, you fall down, hurt your knees, your hip. That alone could have put people out and said, it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
You went through with it, and then you get Montezuma at the Olympics. Where does your inner drive, mental strength come from?
Believing. I think since I was a little girl, and my parents can attest to that, when I wanted something, I would jump through hoops to get it. I worked so hard to get what I wanted. Even if I was sick or something, when I put my mind into something that I really truly believed in and wanted, I got it. And it was never easy. There was no like, oh, I want this, I'll get it tomorrow, it's not a problem. It was hard work. And I've had obstacles, but I still did it. It was just a mental strength that I have no idea where it comes from. God, believing, trusting, universe, call it whatever. It was always there, but when I really worked hard and I really wanted to achieve it, I did it. And I'm grateful I could, because not a lot of people would. And I didn't think I could either. I was just not going to give up. There was no option.
And I know your self-care program, I thought mine was strong, but that's why I'm having you on, because I'm inspired by your self-care and what you do. And I'm going to read some things that you do that it's a big part of your detox program that I want people to hear and I want people to sign up for. Lots of greens, no dairy, no meat, no eggs, no refined sugar, lots of superfoods, 8 to 9 hours of sleep, which I love that. Lots of exercise, lots of water, high quality supplements, sunshine, good attitude, positive energies, hashtag chlorophyll, antioxidants, no chemicals.
And doing what you love.
And what you love.
Loving what you do.
Okay.
Yes. So I do love what I do, and I do what I love. Helping people makes me happier.
Okay, so let's break this down. New Year's, everybody wants to be the best version of themselves.
Right.
Wellness, health. Okay, lots of greens. Let's talk about that. What does that look like for you, and why do you do that?
So I've always loved my vegetables since I was little. My parents fed us Mediterranean diet growing up in Israel, which is, I think, the healthiest diet out there. So it was always rich in vegetables, colorful vegetables, green vegetables, so just a high, dense, nutrients-dense diet.
Okay.
And vegetables are very alkaline, so they energize you. Anything that is alkaline is energizing, and it's high vibration. So consuming it makes you feel better, makes me feel better. When I don't consume it, I don't feel well. I just feel depleted, I feel a little off. So when I eat it, I feel so much better. So call it addiction, call it just a healthy lifestyle. I've always loved vegetables, and it's something that I'll always eat. They give you energy. They do have protein, even though people say, oh, you need the meat for that. You really don't. Protein breaks down to amino acids, and that's what your body really absorbs. Vegetables do have it, and it depends how you eat it and with what. But it's not just vegetables, of course, but vegetables are energizing, they're cleansing, they're alkalizing.
And vegetables have protein.
They do.
Give us a couple examples.
They're not high in protein, not complete protein perhaps, but kale, collard greens, chard, all their hearty, leafy greens, celery, so they're good in fiber, some protein, minerals, vitamins. They're rich in so many things that
whole food, plant-based.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you've been non-dairy, non-meat, non-eggs, non-refined sugar for a while now, right?
Correct. So 16 years, but I never ate meat, really.
Okay.
I was a dairy queen growing up in Israel, and I was always sick and always inflamed because dairy and cow's milk, especially products from cow's milk and cheese, are extremely inflammatory, and so people who eat them can get sicker often. So I used to always get sick, and I used to be more puffy and tired.
I saw the pictures that you had 20 years ago that you posted on Facebook.
Yeah. And there are pictures that I was really much puffier even. But the lymph glands and lymph nodes can get more congested, and your organs. So what dairy does, it coats the cells with mucus, and so then nutrients aren't able to enter the cell and nourish it. So a lot of people who are vegetarian but eat dairy are usually anemic, and that's what happened to me growing up. I was more anemic. because I had a lot of vegetables, but I had a lot of dairy, so I wasn't absorbing food properly.
Got it.
As soon as I cut the dairy and started using chlorophyll, which is the green in green leafies, which is what gives us oxygen and life, a lot of it, is when my hemoglobin went up, my blood levels went up, everything became much better, much healthier. And so you don't need, first of all, you don't need dairy for calcium because it's acidic. So what happens is when your blood is acidic, it leaches the calcium out of your bones to compensate the acidity in the blood, so that you are doing your body a disservice by actually eating the calcium from dairy, because you're robbing your bones from dairy. So a lot of people will get osteopenia, osteoporosis, arthritis, and different things. So you really can get calcium from vegetables, green leafy vegetables, from seaweed products, from coconut products, cashews. So there are other different cheeses that are not real cheese, and other products that can give you calcium. And magnesium too is really what you need for healthy bones as well.
Lots of superfoods.
Lots of superfoods. I love my superfoods. So
Examples.
chlorophyll is one of them.
Okay.
Chlorella. Chlorella is a great superfood. It's the green algae, just like spirulina, and they help your body cleanse from heavy metals, and they're rich in nutrients as well. And there's maca, there's astragalus, which is a Chinese herb that's called huangqi in Chinese actually, and that's good for your lungs and your qi, your energy.
And for everybody listening, I will put this in the show notes because it's such good information that you guys can, if you're driving and listening, you don't have to write down what she's saying. I will put it all in the show notes, so rest assured it will be written for you.
Yeah, so what else is out there? There's so many other ones. I love L-glutamine as well because that's a great amino acid that can help your body build and repair muscle. Trying to think about it. There is, of course, ginseng and other superfoods that I highly recommend using when I use it. Beetroot powder.
Okay.
Cacao.
Cacao? Okay. We can have a cacao ceremony.
Yeah, yes. Chocolate.
All right. One of my favorite subjects to talk about, 8 to 9 hours of sleep. This has been such a game changer in my own life, but talk to us about why it's so important and what you do for your sleep.
Right. So when you sleep, you heal. Sleeping is, I feel, anti-aging too. It helps rejuvenate your skin. It's good for your heart. You don't want to oversleep, of course. 10 hours, I think, is a little much. And actually read a study today that if you sleep over 9 hours, you can cause stroke. Like the high, and you nap for 2 hours. Sleeping 10 hours, napping 2 hours, that's a lot of sleep, of course. But sleeping in general is healing, and your body needs to sleep. And in Chinese medicine, for example, they say go to bed between 9 and 11, which is the water way, the sanjiao, and it's the best time to go to sleep because that's the best time to fall asleep and to heal your body and get into
circadian rhythms.
Circadian rhythm, right. So, they say go to sleep in sundown and wake up in sunrise, which is really ideal.
What a concept.
Nobody goes to sleep at 5 p.m. right now as sundown and wakes up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
That's just not going to happen. But it's just very healing, especially as an athlete. You need to give your body rest, and sleep is important. And you want to be able to dream, and you want to be able to rest your body just as much as possible at night. Because during the day, you go, whether you work with patients, whether you're a triathlete or you're a doctor in a hospital or whatever it is, it's just important to get rest. It's good for your skin too. It's beautifying. That's why it's called beauty sleep, right?
Yes, and so for all the entrepreneurs out there, and this used to be me, going on 4 hours of sleep, and I thought that was like my street cred. Hey, I got 4 hours of sleep. I was working all night, and I got up early to go work. And it's such a bogus, because not only are you going to die earlier, but your quality of life when you die earlier is going to suck more.
Right, exactly. I see patients at my practice that come in and struggle with sleep. They can get for 3 hours maybe, and they gain weight very easily. So when you don't sleep, your metabolism is off. Your now I forget the words first.
Gut health?
Oh my god, no, that too. Oh my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Come back to it.
It will come back to me, yeah. So
the choice of food, though,
insulin, just everything.
The choice of food is like, there's studies that I know where as you sleep less, your choice of food worsens. So you overeat, and then you do that every day, compounded over a year, and crave sugar and junk food.
Exactly, right.
And so the impact of sleep. I know for me and all my coaching clients,
cortisol levels. That's what I was looking
cortisol levels. We got it.
Sorry.
Coming back. Circle back.
Yeah, so cortisol levels is going to be completely off. So when you wake up in the morning, you want to have the highest cortisol, and then it should drop down at night. But
as
if
your melatonin goes up, right?
Exactly.
Melatonin, cortisol, inverse relationship.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if you have your cortisol levels up at night, your whole system will be screwed.
Whacked.
And then out of whack. Right?
Okay. So get your sleep, 8 to 9 hours. That's why they call it beauty sleep. And if you'll see the picture on social media, Dr. Hadar, she's beautiful. So obviously she's been sleeping a lot. So just do what she does. She did an Ironman, for God's sake. Trust her. Okay, cool. All right. Lots of exercise, lots of water, pretty much self-explanatory. High quality supplements. Mm-hmm. Tell us about supplements. What do you recommend?
Right. So I love supplements. A lot of people say, oh, but you can get your diet, you can get your nutrients from food. Unfortunately, our soils are depleted from nutrients today. They're not what they used to be before. And I feel like even when you eat meat or you eat anything, you should still supplement. So I use Designs for Health, and I have my supplements online. They're like pharmaceutical grade. So they are pretty regulated. I mean, they're not just any supplement in the market. A lot of supplements at the store, GNC, Costco, I wouldn't trust to save my life, because they can put whatever they want in the label and then put whatever they want actually in the pill. But these supplements are pretty regulated, and they're high quality, and they have no additives, no fillers. And I love, there are a few of them, if you'd like me to talk about, that I absolutely love to use daily. I actually love to start my day with glutathione, which is the master of antioxidants.
Glutathione?
Glutathione.
Glutathione. Okay, glutathione.
Yes. So glutathione and liposomal vitamin C. And I say liposomal vitamin C because vitamin C is usually water soluble, but the liposomal vitamin C is fat soluble. So it absorbs in your body much better, and it doesn't get excreted in the urine so easily like water one. And it doesn't affect your gut. So first thing in the morning, I take liposomal glutathione, liposomal vitamin C, with lemon water, big glass, and some other supplements like vitamin E, with tocotrienols and black cumin seed, which is good for your heart, for your arteries, for your thyroid, for cholesterol, for energy, and all of that. So that's first thing when I wake up is big glass of lemon water and some supplements. Coenzyme Q10. Another one of my favorite supplements, because it produces ATP in your mitochondria, and it's good for heart and skin elasticity. Okay. So it's good for the heart muscle. As we grow older, the heart, we have natural coenzyme Q10 in our heart, but as we grow older, it gets depleted. That's why we age, we get more wrinkled, we get more tired. People can have heart disease if they don't have enough coenzyme Q10. So by supplementing with proper CoQ10, coquinol versus coquinone, there's two different kinds, but we can talk about that another time. Taking that daily before you work out gives you energy, beautifying, energizing. And surely I love my B complex, B vitamins, because they are also energizing, especially for women who lose blood every month and stuff. You want to have that, but it's also good for your brain, good for energy, good for heart, good for a lot of things.
Question.
More stuff.
I'm taking right now, this is a
and
great
probiotics too.
Probiotics?
For your gut.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Yeah. That's so important, because I know 80% of our immune system is in the gut. Right. How do I know that? Because I pay attention to what Dr. Hadar talks about.
Yes.
So tell us about that, because it's so important. I want to focus on that for the audience.
Exactly. So yes, indeed, 80% of our immune system resides in the gut. A lot of people have health issues and they're just ignoring the gut. So whether you have IBS and diarrhea or constipation or even mood, the gut and brain connection is so important via the vagus nerve. So taking care of your gut by eating prebiotics and probiotics can help strengthen your immune system, but also give your friendly bacteria back into the gut. Because growing up, whether you had antibiotics, that already kills not just the bad bacteria, but the good bacteria, which you need for healthy life. So people who are depleted from the friendly gut bacteria are going to be more tired. You're going to see them more obese. They're going to have more gut issues, mood issues. They can have depression. So gut is really, really important to take care of. That and vitamin D as well.
Especially with the days getting shorter in the wintertime.
Yes. Even if you do get sunshine, a lot of dark skinned people, like I'm olive skin, if I don't take vitamin D, even if I'm in the sun, and I'm in the sun quite a bit, I'm not absorbing it properly. So you still want to take D3 with K2 for the synergistic effect.
And that's one of the supplements I actually do take, is vitamin D3.
Good. Does it have K2?
And we're good. It cuts out after 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So vitamin D3 is one of the supplements I take. I take fish oil, vitamin D3. I take magnesium at night.
Good.
And what's the other one? Anti-inflammatory. Turmeric.
Yeah, perfect. That's good.
So
probiotics.
You approve? And probiotics.
In probiotics,
yep.
And you need the good quality. So it's really about the quality, not just where you're getting from. Obviously, it's very important, the source of the supplements.
The probiotic is something that has been a game changer for me, and it's something I put all my coaching clients on. I've been using a probiotic that my coach, he actually has his own formula. It's kind of like you, because he's so adamant on what is the ingredients that are in what we take, and he's so mindful of it. And so it's a topic that people get a little squealy and don't want to talk about, but for me it cleans me out. Like, it's so important because and I haven't gotten sick in like a year and a half to 2 years because everything is associated with the gut. And I want people to hear that, because you should be going to the bathroom regularly, cleaning out your system
1 to 3 times a day
per day.
Exactly.
Like, I go at least twice, 2 to 3 times,
and that's a healthy thing,
and it's good. Like, I feel, because there's like I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, 12 to 15 pounds of toxins in our gut lining that if they don't come out, it's going to cause bad things to happen.
Exactly. And our intestines are so long. That's why for people who eat meat, the meat's just going to sit there, putrefy and rot and just acidify and all that stuff and create disease. That's why it's important to excrete. Poo a lot.
Yeah, poop. Let's just call it like it is. Go poop. That's 2 to 3 times a day.
No shit, you got to do it.
So it's a subject that I get, and I used to want to avoid because it was uncomfortable. But this is our life that we're talking about, our livelihood, our health and wellness. You should be going number 2 to 3 times a day if you're not, and not just rabbit turds, like really healthy ones.
Like good amounts, and eat your fiber, and that's why you want to start your day with lemon water, because it's very cleansing. And
so if nothing else, people, and her supplements, Dr. Hadar's supplements, I'm going to put in the show notes where you can find those. But the probiotic, the gut health, the mind, body, how important that is.
Mind, gut,
the mind, gut. And talk about the vagus nerve real quick, because people probably are not familiar. I know I wasn't. Talk about the vagus nerve and why it's so important.
I mean, just briefly, it is connected to the gut. And so things that you feel in your gut, you feel in your brain, and vice versa. It's just a long nerve in your body, and it's connected.
Connects the two.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I want to evolve this into a perfect segue into your 21-day detox program starting January 6th. Tell us all about it, and how can people get signed up? What does it consist of? And tell us all about it.
Sure. So Detoxify by Dr. Hadar, it's called. And this program is it's extremely comprehensive, because it teaches you a lifestyle of changes. So not just how to cleanse your body, we'll get to that, but how to cleanse your home and your environment from chemicals. So many people are using chemicals on a daily basis, whether it's detergents, shampoos, deodorants, which has aluminum or parabens, lotions, oils, toothpastes, cookware as well. They use Teflon, they use aluminum, just so many chemicals everywhere, and just people are not aware of it. And so this program literally condenses information of what to omit, what to cut out of your diet, what to cut out of your house, cleanse the chemicals, replace them with natural things, whether it's essential oils or just natural detergents, natural sprays, natural and healthy stainless steel cookware. So it teaches you step by step of how to do that, and then it literally goes through a detox which you can choose. So it's a week of pre-cleanse, which shows you everything, teaches you stuff. You got to order your supplements then, and then you have a choice of 2 to 3 week of the actual cleanse. So you can do, so it's packets of pills that are antioxidants and amino acids, and it comes with shakes that are vegan. So you can actually have the choice of pea protein vegan, or the paleo one, which I believe is broth of some sort. I have to look that one up. That's a new one. But the Veg Cleanse Plus has all the pills for the detox, the amino acids, and the protein. And then it has, literally, it takes you day by day from morning to night what to do from the moment you wake up, whether it's the lemon water and the supplements like glutathione or vitamin C, and then different shakes to do and what supplements to use when. And then I wrote recipes. So I wrote shakes and I wrote meals. And so you can do, if you want to lose weight as well as detox, you can do 2 shakes a day and a meal. But if you don't want to lose weight and you just want to really cleanse out your body, which you are going to lose a couple of pounds anyways, because when you cleanse out toxins, your body sheds chemicals and waste.
Okay.
So it's going to make you lose some weight, but it's going to be the healthier way to do it. So you can do 2 meals and 2 shakes with all the other shakes throughout the day. And it's got all the superfoods and just vegetables and shakes and great meals, delicious recipes.
Awesome.
So I put it all together, and it's a fun detox to do.
And it's at socaldetox.com/detoxify.
Yes.
And if you're driving, don't pull over, don't crash. I will put it in the show notes so you don't have to write it down. Along with your YouTube, which you have some amazing videos. I was kind of hawking today, and it was really inspiring because the detox of like just cleaning supplies and chemicals, detergents, lotions, toothpaste, all the things that, for me at least, speaking for me personally, that I put into my body, which then gets into the bloodstream.
Exactly.
I can be a little bit more mindful, so there's opportunity for me in the new year. And then the cool thing is I get to share this with all my coaching clients, so that's why it's so awesome to have you on, especially at the beginning of the year, just to be more mindful of what we're putting in our body.
Right.
And just there's so much to learn and so much opportunity.
Yes. Thank you.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
So
this is awesome.
You're going to come back. You're going to be a regular guest because there's so much good stuff that, so many different things that we can talk about throughout the year to help people achieve their health and wellness goals, to be the best version of themselves. But for people listening, like, what are 3 takeaways if we focus on food? We're talking about nutrient-rich, nutrient-dense,
right.
whole food, plant-based options. What are 3 foods that people listening that they can go to the grocery store tonight and start eating that will help transform their life just simply in the, in the kitchen that they can start cooking?
Sure. So some of the simplest things that I love as a snack or a meal, I buy collard greens or chard, and you know those are big leaves, and I make them as burritos. So you get the greens. So what I do is I get a couple of collard greens. You can also get seaweed sheet and add that on there, and then you can take avocado or hummus or baba ganoush or tahini or whatever you like, and spread that on there. Cut some vegetables, either make a salad or cut some vegetables, maybe do some sardines or salmon, and throw that on there, and then make it into a wrap. And that's a meal.
So you can,
and that's so easy.
So a seaweed wrap. Instead of
seaweed
using the flour tortilla for the
exactly.
wrap, use a seaweed or a collard green.
Seaweed with or collard greens. Exactly.
That's amazing.
And that's just delicious. And you can add some Himalayan sea salt, which I, by the way, highly recommend. That's the best sea salt to use. It's the Himalayan one. It's got 84 different minerals. So you always want to use that instead of any other salt. It's
Himalayan.
lower in sodium and high in minerals.
Okay.
That's the pink Himalayan salt.
Okay.
So you can throw that on there. You can do some nutritional yeast, and that's for the B vitamins.
Okay.
You can do some sriracha, whatever you like, you know, whatever your heart desires. But it's just a great snack. So that's one. I also love just quinoa and beans, because that's complete protein. Okay. So you can make that brown rice or quinoa and beans, or
a good plant-based protein option that's not animal-based.
Exactly.
That is easy to make.
Right, right. So beans, quinoa, rice, whatever you like.
Okay.
I always love seeds and nuts. I think they should be a staple for anyone's vegetarian diet, or even not vegetarian, but seeds and nuts like walnuts, pecans, almonds, pumpkin seeds, cashews, just to have the good fats, not too much, but a little bit a day.
And it's easy on the go for people who don't have time, who say they don't have time. Easy to eat.
Right.
Okay.
Another thing that I absolutely love is celery.
Celery.
Celery is one of the best foods. A lot of people don't like it, and some people love it. It's great for your gut. It's good for your intestinal digestion. It's also great for lowering cholesterol.
For what?
Lowering cholesterol.
Lower cholesterol.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's cleansing for your arteries, and it's high in fiber.
Okay.
And it's just a great crunchy snack. So I feel like a lot of people love crunch. I love crunch.
So do I. Now that you mention it, it's like I like
I gotta have the
first
crunch,
initial
exactly.
bite. Yeah.
If it's too soft, it doesn't really satiate you as much. But cucumber, celery, just cut some vegetables. Always have that on the go.
I
think it's a great idea. And then if you don't have time to buy or to make anything, go and get those boba bars or the macro bars that I love, the cashew and rice or boba bars with maple pecan or whichever, or raw bars, anything raw bars that are good. So
cool.
Yeah.
Some easy practical tips for everybody that you're listening. You can go to your local grocery store. Easy, cheap. It's a great way for people to get started, because I know for me, a lot of people, like coaching clients that I work with, how do I get started? I want to be healthier. I want to be better, but how do I get started? Just simple steps, and those 3 steps, which I, again, will put in the show notes. Very practical.
Yeah, very practical. You really have to also cut back on refined sugars and dairy if you're feeling too toxic, and heavy meat. People eat so much chicken and meat, and they have no idea how toxic they are. I can smell it on people when they do that.
Really?
I can see it on their skin, in their eyes, and I can smell it on their breath, from a mile away, literally. I can smell it. I can tell who eats chicken and meat. I can tell who's not very clean. I mean, it's simple, but really, if you want to be healthier and you want to have just a lighter, higher vibration, energy, you want to cut back on the animal protein and add more water, lemon water, chlorophyll.
And I know for me personally, over the last, like I told you, last 2 months, I've been almost 100% plant-based,
awesome.
whole food, nutrient-dense foods. And the vibration, even people in my inner circle, like the people who know me, I was already, I think, vibrating pretty high, but just they've mentioned how much, and it just, I feel lighter, not as dense with that heavier animal-based protein. So I know it's been a game changer for me. It's something I'm going to continue on. Maybe mix in some high quality, the fishes, maybe.
Sardines is good.
Fish and
Wild salmon.
But there's so many good plant-based whole food options now that, as you just gave us some tips on what those are, it's been a game changer. So for me and my coaching clients, I know they see the benefits as well, but it's important that I try it on myself first to see, so I can speak to it authentically.
Right, absolutely.
So, all right, so where can people reach you? SoCalDetoxDoc.com/detoxify.
Or .com, that's their website. And the Detoxify is if you want to learn about the detox.
Yep. Your handle for Instagram @dr for doctor @drhadar Sophia.
Hadar Sophia.
Oh, okay, perfect. And I'll put this in the show notes again.
So it's @dr.Hadar Sophia.
Okay.
Right.
And then the YouTube as well.
Yes. So it's Dr. Hadar Sophia Elbaz DACM. That's for the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Instagram, YouTube, website. Again, I'll put it all in the show notes. This has been awesome. I know so much value for people listening. Like so much knowledge that people can take and apply into their own lives and make 2020 the best version of themselves.
Absolutely.
So.
Thank you so much for
thanks for coming on. This has been awesome, and we'll do it
Excited
again
for
soon.
Yes.
And her detox program, 21 days, starts January 6th. SoCalDetoxDoc.com/detoxify. Or she also does the acupuncture, herbal consultation, nutritional and supplements, cupping, Reiki and energy work, and you have a lot going on. So I just want to acknowledge you again for
so much.
coming on, and
appreciate it.
the Ironman, and just anything is possible.
Anything is possible if you put your mind into it and you truly want it from the bottom of your heart.
like what a great inspiration for the new year. Like she did Ironman, like 140 plus miles, swim, bike, run. Guys, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. Aim big this year and use this as inspiration. And I know I am, and so thank you. Again, I would acknowledge you and appreciate your time.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right,
for having
guys.
me.
Have an awesome day. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Thanks.